Hi, my name is Reginald Martin, the Agentic Teacher. I help small business owners who don't have a technical background use AI in real business work without jargon and overload. I show them how to think with AI, judge the output, and turn it into something they can actually use. Let's get started. Let's say you run a small business and you ask AI to write a promotional email for your new service. A few seconds later, you have a draft. It's a subject line. It has benefits. It has a call to action. It sounds professional. And that's exactly why it can be risky. Not because a draft is obviously bad, but because it sounds good enough to send. This is one of the hidden problems with AI for small businesses. AI can make business work look finished before the business has done the thinking required to trust it. The output might be polished. It might sound clear. It may even be usable in pieces. But that does not mean it reflects your customer, your offer, your tone, your constraints, or the decision you actually need to make. That gap is where a lot of AI mistakes happen. Most people use AI in a very simple pattern: ask, receive, use. And for low-risk tasks, that may be fine. But for business-facing work, that pattern is too passive. If the email goes to a customer, if the post represents your brand, if the message shapes your offer, or if the process affects your team, then the real question is not, did AI give me something? The real question is, can I stand behind this? This matters more for small businesses than it does for large companies. Large companies often have review layers: a brand team, a legal team, a manager, a specialist, a department lead. Small businesses usually do not. In a small business, the person using AI may also be the person making the decision. The owner asks for the email. The owner reviews the email. The owner sends the email. So one AI-generated draft can quickly become the message your customers see, the offer you launch, the ad you test, or the process your team follows. That makes judgment more important, not less. The problem isn't that AI is useless. AI can be very useful. It can help you get unstuck. It can help you draft faster. It can help you organize ideas. It can give you a starting point. But AI output is not valuable simply because it's polished. It becomes valuable when it's grounded. Grounded in your actual business. Grounded in your customer situation. Grounded in your offer. Grounded in your constraints. Grounded in a decision you understand. That's the difference between using AI as a shortcut and using AI as leverage. A shortcut skips the thinking. Leverage strengthens it. Let's make this practical. Imagine a small business owner asks AI, write me a promotional email for my new service. AI gives back a polished email. It opens with a friendly line. It explains the benefits. It includes a call to action. It sounds like something you could send. But the owner pauses because something feels off. The email's not terrible. It's worse than terrible in a way. It's generic. It could belong to almost any business. And that is the warning sign. Before using that email, the owner needs to trace the thinking behind it. Not with a complicated process, just with better business questions. Who exactly is the email for? What problem does that person already know they have? What makes this offer different from the other options they have? Does this sound like how we actually talk to customers? Does the call to action match the trust level of the audience? These questions matter because the first AI draft often solves the surface task. It writes the email, but it may not solve the business problem. And the business problem is what actually matters. This is where thought traceability comes in. Thought traceability means you can follow the reasoning from the original business problem to the final AI-assisted output. Not just AI gave me something good, but I understand why this is the right direction. I know what changed. I know what I rejected. I know what still needs judgment. And I know why I'm willing to use this. That's a very different relationship with AI. You're not just accepting output. You're staying in command of the work. This is why fluent AI output can be misleading. A good-looking email can hide unclear positioning. A strong-sounding strategy can hide unrealistic capacity. A clean process can hide the wrong assumption. A professional customer response can hide poor judgment. The risk is not simply bad AI output. The risk is unexamined AI output becoming business action. That's the part small businesses have to pay attention to. Because once that output leaves the screen, it's no longer just a draft. It becomes something your customer reads, something your team follows, something your market responds to, something your business has to stand behind. So the better workflow is not complicated. It's simply more responsible. Instead of ask, receive, use, a stronger workflow is ask, receive, review, refine, use. That review step is where business judgment belongs. This doesn't mean every AI task needs a long checklist. It means you do not let polished language skip the decision making. Before an AI draft becomes business facing, pause long enough to ask, what problem are we actually solving? Does this reflect the real customer situation? Does this fit our offer and capacity? What feels generic? What would we not be willing to stand behind? What needs to change before this is ready? That pause is small, but it changes the quality of the work. The deeper issue here is thought ownership. AI can help you write faster. It can help you plan faster. It can help you summarize faster. But if you cannot explain how the output became the final version, you can lose control of the work. That's when AI starts shaping decisions without enough human judgment. The goal is not to avoid AI. The goal is to use AI in a way that keeps you responsible for the direction. You want AI to help produce the work, but you still need to own the thinking. Thought traceability protects three things. First, it protects clarity. You know what problem you're solving before you produce business-facing work. Second, it protects judgment. You do not confuse polished output with usable output. Third, it protects ownership. You can stand behind the final result because you stayed involved in the thinking. That's the real AI skill for small businesses. Not simply knowing how to generate more, knowing how to review, refine, and route AI-assisted work before it becomes something your customers, team, or market respond to. So the next time AI gives you something that sounds good, do not only ask, do I like this? Ask, can I trace how we got there? Can I explain why this message fits the customer? Can I explain why this offer is being framed this way? Can I explain why this tone is right? Can I explain what I changed, what I rejected, and what I'm willing to use? If the answer is yes, AI is probably helping you. If the answer is no, the draft may be fluent, but it's not ready to become business value. AI is not the problem. The problem is using AI output before you understand why it's right. Small businesses do not need less AI. They need better judgment around AI. Because in the AI era, the advantage will not come from producing the most output. It'll come from producing work you can trust. Work that fits your customer. Work that reflects your business. Work you can explain, improve, and stand behind. AI can create the draft, but judgment decides whether it deserves to become action. If you want practical AI strategy for small businesses that goes beyond tools and prompt lists, subscribe to more videos on how to use AI with clarity, judgment, and control here at The Agentic Teacher. And before you use your next AI-generated draft, ask one question. Can I trace how we got here?